Hey guys, thanks for listening today. I just wanted to talk for a couple of minutes and add to a little bit of the subject that I talked about on Sunday in this waiting for a sign kind of an idea. So many times people are waiting for a sign from God, and Jesus said there's only one sign that you need, and that was the sign of Jonah, the sign that Jesus Christ came. He came in the flesh. He came and died for our sins, gave his life on the cross. So many times people are waiting for a specific sign from God, and Jesus said, you don't need that. And for us, we don't need to have him show up in some supernatural, miraculous way every time in order for us to believe in him. There's enough evidence there from the crucifixion and the resurrection for every one of us to believe. But yet, at the same time, he's giving us so many signs on a regular basis. In this Matthew chapter 16, it said in verse 2, when evening comes, you say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning, today it will be stormy, for the sky is red and overcast. You know how to interpret the appearance of the sky, but you cannot interpret the signs of the times. A wicked and adulterous generation looks for a miraculous sign, but none will be given it except the sign of Jonah. Now think about this, the sign of the time. Now most of us, when we see a red sky at night, we say sailor's delight, and red sky in the morning, sailors take warning. And we know how to interpret the sky. This afternoon, the sky went black. You could hear thunder for miles. And because of that, I knew that it was going to be quite the storm. And sure enough, it just downpoured, and it was crazy. It was easy to interpret. It didn't take rocket science. It was just there. It was plainly seen. There was a warning that was sent out. How many of us, just the regular warning signs, are things we ignore? Why? Just because we simply want something different. You know, the warning signs are there in so much of life. I'm talking about just simple consequences. Simple consequences for actions. You know, something that I tell a lot of people a lot of the time in counseling, when they're worried about what other people think, and I say to them this: consider the source. You know, if somebody is warning you or giving you a hard time, giving you advice, how are they doing in that area of their life? Is their advice working for themselves? If somebody has a marriage that's falling apart and gives you advice about your marriage, then guess what? It's probably not good advice. And that goes on in all areas of life. And yet so often we just ignore the advice that's given to us. It's kind of a sign. It's easy to interpret that it's worked for this person. And we just ignore those signs. Why? Because we just want something for ourselves. And that's what Jesus says in this passage. He says, you wicked and adulterous generation looks for a miraculous sign. So an adulterous generation looks for what it wants. It looks for what it wants. It's not saying, God, what do you want out of me? It's saying, what do I want? And then it really doesn't matter what you want, God. I'm going to get it for myself. And so, we just have to be careful about the way we're thinking. And the signs are out there. We can just examine people's life and examine situation, examine products and behaviors, and we can see clearly whether they'll benefit us or hurt us. So maybe it's time that we open our eyes and just take a look at our own life and say, what's helping me and what's hurting me? And am I honoring this word, or am I avoiding this word so that I can get what my own heart desires? Anyhow, thanks for listening today. I hope that advice is something that is helpful to you and beneficial to you. So anyhow, let me know if this video was helpful. Comment below, like this, share it if you think somebody else would benefit from it. God bless you today, and keep growing.